Ladies and gentlemen, let me talk to you for a minute. You see, everybody wants success until it's time to sacrifice. Everybody want to be great until it's time to grind. Everybody got a dream, but very few people got the guts to force themselves to go after it when it don't feel good. Most people live their entire lives waiting for the perfect moment to act. They sit around thinking one day they'll just wake up and feel inspired, energized, and fully ready to chase their goals. But the truth is, that moment rarely comes. Motivation is unreliable. It's like a guest who shows up when it feels like it and disappears right when you need it most. That's why if you're serious about achieving something, you cannot depend on motivation. You need discipline. Discipline is doing what you said you would do, long after the mood you said it in has left you. It's waking up and putting in the work not because you want to, but because you said you would. It's showing up when you're tired. It's staying focused when you're distracted. It's grinding when no one is watching. The people who win in life are not always the most talented, and they're not always the smartest. They're the ones who mastered the art of discipline. Now let me make something clear. You won't always want to do it. In fact, more often than not, you won't want to. Your body will be tired, your mind will be anxious, your mood won't be right, and your excuses will be loud. But those who succeed learn to ignore that voice that says, "Not today." They've trained themselves to override their feelings with action, and that's what discipline is. It's the ability to do what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. You can look at any successful athletes, entertainers, entrepreneurs, and if you strip it all down, you'll find one thing in common. They didn't get to the top by waiting to feel good. They got up early when it was still dark. They practiced when others were relaxing. They kept going through failure, rejection, and setbacks, not because they were hyped, but because they were committed. Motivation might get you started, but only discipline will keep you going. Discipline builds momentum. The more you do something consistently, even when you don't want to, the easier it becomes to keep doing it. You train your mind to stop negotiating with laziness. You stop asking yourself, "Do I feel like it?" and start saying, "I do it, no matter what." And when you stack those days, one after another, suddenly you've built a habit. That habit becomes a lifestyle. That lifestyle produces results, and those results change your life. Think about it. How many dreams have died because someone was waiting to feel ready? How many businesses never started, books never written, or talents never developed simply because someone relied on motivation to carry them through? The truth is harsh. If you can't get yourself to act without feeling good, you'll never go far. The world doesn't slow down to wait for your feelings to line up with your goals. Life rewards those who take action, not those who wait for permission from their emotions. So if you want something bad enough, you've got to stop looking for motivation and start building discipline. Decide what needs to be done. Set the standard, and then force yourself to rise to it. Every single day. Will it be uncomfortable? Yes. Will it be worth it? Absolutely. Because when you learn to control your actions instead of letting your emotions control you, you become unstoppable. And that's the truth most people don't want to hear. Success isn't about how you feel. It's about what you do, especially when you don't feel like doing it. That's what separates the dreamers from the doers. Not talent, not luck, just plain old-fashioned discipline. One of the hardest truths to accept in life is this: no one is coming to save you, not your parents, not your friends, not your boss, not your partner. It doesn't matter how much people care about you, how much they love you, or how much they believe in you. At the end of the day, this journey is yours to take. You are the only one responsible for your life. And the sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start building the life you actually want. A lot of people stay stuck in the same place for years because they're waiting for someone to give them a break. Waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to recognize their value. But life doesn't reward people who wait. It rewards people who move asterisk. If you sit around hoping that someone will discover you, pick you, or fix everything for you, you'll be disappointed. You've got to be your own hero. You've got to stop hoping for a rescue and start building a rescue plan. The truth is, nobody owes you anything. That might sound harsh, but it's also freeing. Once you realize that you're not waiting on anyone else, you can stop wasting time and start doing the work. You don't need permission to pursue your goals. You don't need someone to validate your vision. You don't need a cheer squad to get started. All you need is a decision. The decision to take control of your life and be accountable for your own success. You see, personal responsibility is the foundation of freedom. When you own everything that happens in your life, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you put yourself in a position of power. That means no more blaming other people, no more making excuses, and no more feeling sorry for yourself. It means looking in the mirror and saying, "This is my life. If it's going to change, I have to change it." Yes, people can support you, people can help you, but that help is temporary. What's permanent is your daily choices, your mindset, and your effort. If you don't do the work, no one else can do it for you. You can have the best mentor in the world, the most supportive family, and the most brilliant strategy. But if you don't act, nothing changes. And when you take full responsibility, something shifts. You stop being a victim and start becoming a leader of your own destiny. You stop waiting and start working. You stop hoping and start building. You stop complaining and start creating. That shift is where real growth begins. Let's be real. Life is not always fair. You might start at a disadvantage. You might have to work twice as hard. You might have to face things that others don't. But none of that changes the fact that your future is still in your hands. Blaming your circumstances might feel good in the moment, but it doesn't move you forward. Ownership does. Taking charge does. So if your life isn't where you want it to be, ask yourself, am I waiting for someone to come fix this, or am I taking steps every single day to fix it myself? Are you sitting in the passenger seat, or are you grabbing the wheel and driving your own success? You can't outsource your dream. You can't delegate your grind. You can't subcontract your commitment. This is your race, and the only way to win it is to run it like your life depends on it, because in many ways it does. The moment you stop expecting a handout and start creating your own breakthrough, that's when things begin to change. No one is coming to save you, and that's exactly why you have to show up, stand up, and make it happen. Discomfort is a test, a challenge, and ultimately a doorway. But most people spend their lives trying to avoid it. They don't want to feel pain, they don't want to struggle, and they definitely don't want to be uncomfortable. But the truth is, everything you want, every goal, every breakthrough, every ounce of growth, is sitting on the other side of discomfort. If you want to change your life, you have to be willing to do what most people won't. Push through the discomfort, There's this lie we've been sold that says, if it's hard, it must not be for me. But that's not true. In fact, it's the hard things that mold you, shape you, and build the version of you that's capable of handling the success you're chasing. Growth is not born in comfort. Growth is born in resistance. Think about working out. Your muscles don't grow until they've been pushed to their limits. Your mind and spirit are no different. If you always avoid being tired, nervous, challenged, or stretched, you'll stay exactly where you are. There will be days when your body is screaming for rest, when your mind is clouded with doubt, when your heart feels heavy with fear. But those are the days that matter most. Those are the moments where you either level up or back down. And I'm telling you, the people who win, who really win, they don't run from discomfort. They don't see it as an obstacle. They see it as a signal, a sign that says you're getting close to something valuable. Keep going. Now don't confuse discomfort with danger. There's a difference. Danger means you're at risk of real harm. Discomfort just means you're out of your routine. You're in unfamiliar territory. You're stretching yourself beyond your old limits. And that is where all progress lies. So when you feel uncomfortable, when you're scared to start the business, nervous to speak on stage, anxious about going after a goal, that's exactly when you lean in. You're supposed to feel resistance when you're doing something worthwhile. That's how you know it matters. If everything felt easy, you wouldn't grow from it. If the path to your dream was smooth and painless, everybody would be living at the top. But that's not how it works. The higher you climb, the harder it gets. The resistance gets stronger, but so do you. If you refuse to quit, here's the problem. People want change without challenge. They want growth without discomfort. But you don't become stronger in ease. You become stronger in fire. You become more focused when distractions test you. You become more disciplined when comfort tempts you to quit. Every time you push through, you become someone who can handle more, lead more, achieve more. But none of that happens if you back off when it gets hard. Think about the people you admire, the ones who inspire you. None of them got to where they are by playing it safe. Every one of them had to face discomfort head on. They had to keep showing up when they were exhausted, had to speak when their voice shook, had to keep grinding when the results weren't showing up. They pushed through, and that's why we remember their names. So let me be real with you. You will be tired. You will be scared. You will be uncertain. That's part of the process. But you've got to get up anyway. You've got to take the shot even with the fear in your chest. You've got to run the extra mile even when your legs are burning. That's how winners are built. Discomfort isn't a signal to stop, it's a signal to push harder. When you learn to embrace it, to lean into it, to see it as a sign that you're becoming then you'll no longer fear it. You'll welcome it, because you'll know that every time you push through, you're stepping closer to the version of yourself you were always meant to be. We live in a world that loves talent. People admire the gifted athlete, the naturally brilliant student, the person who seems to have been born with some kind of magical advantage. Talent gets attention. It looks glamorous. But here's the truth nobody likes to say out loud. Talent means nothing if you don't show up every day and do the work. It's consistency that wins. It's persistence that separates the good from the great. The real champions, the real success stories, they are not the ones who had the most talent. They're the ones who showed up day after day, whether they felt like it or not. Being talented is a blessing, sure. But if you rely on talent alone, you'll get passed by someone who's less gifted but more consistent. Talent might open the first door, but consistency keeps the doors open. It's the person who shows up early, stays late, and does the hard, boring work day after day who ends up with results. Because when you're consistent, you build momentum, and momentum turns into mastery. It's easy to be hyped on day one. It's easy to write down goals in January. It's easy to talk about the dream, but most people fade out when the excitement fades. They show up when it's new, when it's fun, when it feels good. But when it gets repetitive, when the progress is slow, when the results don't come right away, that's when the crowd disappears. That's where people quit. But the consistent ones, they stay asterisk. They keep showing up. They keep swinging, and eventually they win. Success is not sexy most of the time. It's not glamorous. It's often just boring, repetitive action, done over and over again with discipline and purpose. It's writing when you don't feel inspired, practicing when no one is watching, studying when you're tired, training when your body is sore. It's making tiny improvements every single day, even when it feels like nothing is happening. Let me tell you something. Being average with insane consistency will take you further than being extraordinary with lazy habits. Because consistency compounds. If you improve just a little bit each day, it might not seem like much at first. But over weeks, months, and years, those small gains become massive leaps. 1% better every day adds up to 365% better in a year. That's the math of discipline. That's the science of showing up. On the flip side, if you only show up when it's convenient, you're going to stay stuck. Inconsistent effort leads to inconsistent results. You can't work hard once a week and expect long-term success. You can't commit for 1 month and expect a lifetime of rewards. This game requires patience. It requires daily dedication. It requires you to put your head down and grind, even when no one is clapping, even when no one notices, even when you feel like quitting. Consistency also builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you build confidence. Every time you push through resistance, you reinforce belief. You start to trust that you're the kind of person who finishes what they start. And that identity, that belief in yourself, that's what unlocks the next level. So don't fall in love with the idea of talent. Fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the routine. Fall in love with showing up, grinding, and growing. Because at the end of the day, it won't be the most talented who succeed. It'll be the ones who kept going long after the talented people got tired. Consistency is the secret ingredient that nobody talks about. But if you commit to it, truly commit, you can outwork, outlast, and outperform anyone. Talent might set the ceiling, but consistency raises the floor. And if you keep showing up, eventually you'll break through that ceiling and go places talent alone could never take you. Struggles are not setbacks. They are stepping stones. Every difficulty, every hardship, every painful moment you go through isn't just something to survive. It's something to use asterisk. The people who grow, the ones who rise from nothing to something, the ones who turn their lives around, they don't let their struggles define them. They let their struggles fuel them. Most people look at their challenges and think, why is this happening to me? But the successful mindset asks, how can I use this? That's the difference. Life is going to throw things at you, loss, failure, rejection, disappointment. And you have two choices. You can let it break you or you can let it build you. Struggles are life's way of asking, how bad do you really want it? And the answer can't be in your words. It has to be in your actions. You grow when you're uncomfortable. You evolve when you're under pressure. You rise when you're forced to dig deeper than you ever thought you could. And the struggle, that's where that digging happens. The pain you're feeling now, it's shaping you into the person who can handle what you've been praying for. It's not punishment, it's preparation. The storm isn't trying to drown you, it's trying to strengthen you. Think about it. Most of the strongest people you've ever met, the ones with grit, resilience, focus, they weren't built in peace, they were built in chaos. They were molded by failure, sharpened by heartbreak, and powered by setbacks. They didn't ask for an easy life. They decided to get stronger than the problems life threw their way. When you go through hard times, it forces you to make a choice. Do I quit, or do I keep going? Do I shrink, or do I stretch? That's when your character is revealed. That's when your true self shows up. And if you decide to keep going, even through the pain, even when it doesn't make sense, that decision becomes your power. That struggle becomes your edge. Let me be real. It's not always going to be fair. You might have to work harder than others. You might carry more than most people know. You might cry behind closed doors and smile in public. But you keep showing up. You keep fighting, and if you do, you'll start to notice something. The very thing you thought would break you is actually making you better. That setback, it taught you patience. That betrayal, it taught you boundaries. That failure, it taught you resilience. You didn't lose. You learned. When you start to see your struggles not as walls, but as weights, you begin to treat them differently. You don't avoid them. You lift them. And just like in the gym, the more weight you lift, the stronger you become. Struggle is resistance, and resistance builds power, not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You start to believe in your own toughness. You stop wishing for an easier life and start becoming a stronger person. The truth is, struggle gives you depth. It gives you a story. It gives you empathy, passion, hunger, and drive. It makes you appreciate the wins because you know what it cost to get there. And when you finally reach that level of success, whether it's financial, personal, spiritual, you'll look back at the hard times and realize those were the days that shaped you. Those were the chapters that gave your journey meaning. So stop running from the struggle. Stop complaining about it. Embrace it. Use it. Let it light a fire inside of you that says, I've been through worse than this. I earned this grind. I deserve this breakthrough. And I'm not stopping now. Because struggle isn't a roadblock. It's a launch pad, and if you let it, it will take you farther than comfort ever could. There comes a moment in everyone's life where you have to make a decision. Are you going to let your habits control you, or are you going to take control of your habits? See, the truth is, success isn't built in the big, dramatic moments. It's built in the quiet ones, when nobody's watching, when no one's cheering, and when you have to choose between what's easy and what's right. That's the battlefield where habits are formed. And once you get your habits right, your life starts to change. Automatically, discipline is not a personality trait. It's a decision. It's not about being naturally driven or wired a certain way. It's about waking up and deciding, no matter how I feel, I'm going to do what I said I would do. That's what builds self-control. That's what builds mental toughness. It's not always exciting. It's not always inspiring. But it's always effective. Think about how most people live their lives. They're controlled by how they feel. If they're tired, they skip the workout. If they're uninspired, they don't create. If they're uncomfortable, they give up. But successful people, the ones who actually change their lives, they operate on discipline, not feelings. They've trained themselves to follow through no matter what. They've built a system, a routine, and they stick to it even on the hard days. Discipline doesn't mean you never mess up. It doesn't mean you don't get distracted. It means you don't stay off course. You don't let one bad day become a bad week. You don't let temporary emotions make permanent decisions. You course correct. You show back up, and each time you do, you strengthen the part of you that's committed to growth. Here's the real deal. Motivation is a spark, but discipline is the fuel. Without discipline, motivation burns out fast. You can feel fired up after a speech, a song, a quote. But if there's no routine, no structure, no self-control behind it, that fire dies quickly. Discipline gives that spark something to grab onto. It turns inspiration into action, and action into transformation. And discipline is contagious. When you start showing up consistently in one area of your life, maybe it's your fitness, maybe it's your finances, maybe it's your morning routine, you begin to feel more in control across the board. You build confidence, not the fake kind of confidence that comes from praise or results, but the real kind, the kind that comes from knowing, asterisk, I do what I say I'm going to do, asterisk, that's self-respect, that's self-leadership, and that's power. Now, none of this is about perfection. It's about progress. It's about doing the hard thing again and again until it becomes the asterisk normal asterisk thing. Because that's what discipline does. It rewires your mind. It turns the uncomfortable into the familiar. At first, waking up early is hard, but then it becomes your edge. At first, saying no to distractions is a struggle, but then it becomes your superpower. You've got to stop relying on willpower alone and start building a system. Create habits that support your goals. Set boundaries that protect your focus. Make your schedule work for your dreams, not your convenience. Because discipline is freedom. It gives you control over your time, your energy, and ultimately, your destiny. So if you want to change your life, change your patterns, start small, but be consistent. Don't wait to feel ready. Start when you're tired. Start when you're unsure. Start when no one else believes in it yet. That's where discipline is born. Your dream isn't waiting on motivation. It's waiting on discipline. It's waiting on you to lock in, get focused, and keep your promises, even on the days when it's hard, especially on those days, because that's how success is built, one disciplined choice at a time, day after day. No excuses, no shortcuts, just relentless, intentional action. But you ain't gonna unlock it by sitting on the couch or scrolling your phone all day. You gotta dig deep, stand up, look fear in the face and say, move out the way. I'm gonna get this done if it kills me. 'Cause if you force yourself to get it done every single day, one day you gon' look back and thank yourself for not quitting when it was hard. Get up, get going, get it done, thank you.